Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel TNV Academy. Audit ends with a closing meeting, but many auditors underestimate its importance. This is the moment where findings are shared, misunderstandings are clarified, and the path to improvement is outlined. Unfortunately, closing meetings often become rushed, overly formal, or even confrontational. ISO 19011, the international guideline for auditing management systems, emphasizes structured techniques to make closing meetings effective, professional, and collaborative. In this session, we will explore how to conduct closing meetings with confidence, how to avoid common mistakes, and how to ensure that both auditors and auditees leave the meeting with clarity and respect. Now let's discuss the purpose of a closing meeting. A closing meeting is not just the last step of an audit. It is the auditor's chance to communicate results officially and constructively. According to ISO 19011, the purpose of this meeting is to confirm audit findings, resolve any misunderstandings, explain the next steps, and secure agreement on corrective actions. For the auditee, it is a chance to hear about the strengths and weaknesses. For the auditor, it is a professional responsibility to summarize the audit fairly and transparently. When handled correctly, closing meetings build trust, prevent disputes, and demonstrate the real value of auditing. Now, preparing for the closing meeting. Preparation is key to conducting a confident closing meeting. Auditors must review all findings, check that evidence is properly documented, and prepare a clear summary. Each non-conformity should be classified correctly and backed by specific examples. ISO 19011 emphasizes that findings must always be linked to audit criteria such as standards, policies, or procedures. Preparing a short agenda, deciding who will present which part, and ensuring that supporting evidence is available all contribute to a smooth and structured meeting. Now, conducting the closing meeting, step-by-step process. An effective closing meeting should follow a logical sequence. It begins with a welcome and a reminder of the audit's objectives, followed by a confirmation of the scope covered. Next, auditors should give a brief summary of how the audit was conducted. Findings are then presented, starting with non-conformities, followed by non-conformities and opportunities for improvement. Afterward, time should be given for clarifications, so auditees can ask questions. The next step should then be explained, including timelines for corrective actions and the issuance of the final report. Finally, the meeting should close on a positive note, with thanks to all participants. Now, presenting findings with professionalism. The way findings are presented often determines how well they are received. ISO 19011 encourages neutral and factual language that avoids blame. For instance, instead of saying your team failed to update training records, an auditor might say the training records for 3 employees were not updated, which does not meet the documented procedure requirement. This approach shifts the focus from personal fault to objective facts. Balanced communication, highlighting strength as well as weaknesses, helps the auditee see the audit as fair and constructive rather than critical. Now, handling non-conformities effectively. Non-conformities are often the most sensitive part of the closing meeting. Auditors should present them calmly, backed by evidence and clear criteria. They must be classified appropriately, whether major, minor, or as an opportunity for improvement. Arguments should be avoided, but clarifications should be encouraged. The auditor's role is not to prescribe solutions, but to explain the problem clearly. By doing this, ISO 19011 ensures non-conformities are addressed professionally without creating unnecessary conflict. Now let's discuss the mistakes to avoid in closing meetings. Many closing meetings fail because of common mistakes. Auditors sometimes rush through findings without proper explanation, use harsh or judgmental language, or focus only on negative points while ignoring positive practices. Others allow debates to derail the agenda or fail to explain the next steps clearly. These errors leave participants confused, defensive, or dissatisfied. By following ISO 19011's structured communication techniques, auditors can avoid these pitfalls and ensure the meeting achieves its purpose. Now, keeping the meeting engaging. A successful closing meeting should not feel like a lecture. Instead, it should be interactive. Auditors should pause after each finding to allow for questions, invite clarifications, and confirm understanding. Visual tools such as summary slides, charts, or tables make results easier to grasp. Using a respectful tone, maintaining eye contact, and showing appreciation for cooperation all strengthen engagement. When participants feel involved, the closing meeting becomes a meaningful dialogue rather than a one-sided presentation. Now, making closing meetings easy. Closing meetings are the final opportunity for auditors to leave a lasting impression. ISO 19011 provides techniques to make these meetings clear, constructive, and professional. With good preparation, factual presentation of findings, effective handling of non-conformities, and engaging communication, auditors can transform closing meetings into powerful opportunities for improvement. The core lesson is very simple. A closing meeting is not about criticizing, but about clarifying and guiding. When done right, it ensures that both auditors and auditees walk away with clarity, mutual respect, and motivation to act. With ISO 19011 as a guide, closing meetings truly can be made easy. Thanks for watching this detailed session, and I, Akanksha Mishra, will see you in the next episode of TNV Academy.